Hi, this is Caitlin Cook from FistShark Marketing. If you enjoy our ramblings, please consider supporting us with a small monthly contribution through Patreon. For less than the price of a private twerking lesson, you can help us eradicate Miley Cyrus's irrational fear of ghosts. Just visit patreon.com/fistshark or click the Patreon button at fistshark.com for more details. Thanks for stopping by and enjoy the show.
Bret Michaels.
Do we really have to talk about him?
Bret Michaels.
You know that's all he wants, is to just hear, he knows when people say Bret Michaels. He can sense it. It gives him strength.
I know.
Why do you continue to succor him?
I'm fairly certain that he's actually installed little microphones in this office so that every time Bret Michaels is heard, it triggers some recording software in his house. But he needs to be talked about. You know as well as I do that despite him being one of our clients, I don't like talking about him, but this time it needs to be done because he has been causing trouble.
And what asinine, self-absorbed stupidity has he been engaging in now?
Well, it would appear that Mr. Michaels has been watching a little bit too much House of Cards. He's a big fan, started watching it on Netflix, and now he seems to think that he is Frank Underwood.
So, he thinks he's involved in some kind of political intrigue at the highest levels of government?
Please tell me he hasn't gone after Obama.
Not quite. I mean, he still knows that he's Bret Michaels and is generally only good for doing that one about thorns and cowboys. But he's presenting that job, that work that he does of doing that one song and trying to pitch a new season of Rock of Love as some sort of Machiavellian power play. He thinks what he's doing is very important, which obviously it's Bret Michaels. It's up there with professional wrestling in terms of importance to the overall human race. To say nothing of the Bret Michaels Wrestling Federation that we don't talk about anymore because that girl got glassed. But nonetheless, he seems to think it's very crucial, and he's also alienating anybody he works with due to the asides.
He's actually performing asides.
Yes. He'll talk to someone, he'll say, yes, I will perform at the Hooters tonight. You bring me on at about 8 p.m. I'll do that one about roses and thorns and cowboys. And then he looks to the sides and goes, I fucking hate that song, and I fucking hate this chump. I'm just doing it for the power. Like that.
Wow. And I mean, he doesn't have many friends or business partners to begin with.
Very few.
I mean, we scrounged these people up for him.
Very few. In general, anybody he's worked with lately has cancelled. Mostly because he will, look to the side and go, I'd like to skin that fucker alive and burn him with a big fire. Like that. You'll notice I'm doing a very bad Frank Underwood impersonation, but an impeccable Bret Michaels doing Frank Underwood impersonation.
Mm-hmm.
To wit, he's not even very good at it.
He actually affects an accent whenever he does this?
Yeah, he sounds exactly like that. I hate being in prison. I just did it for the power. Like that.
Then he'll just turn back and carry on the conversation and expect that nobody witnessed this.
Yeah, he seems to believe that very much like in the House of Cards, he can just look to the side, say it, and no one is any the wiser.
So you've seen him do this?
Yes, and I was very offended by what he said about me.
What did he say?
It was racist. I can't repeat it.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know why he thinks I'm Chinese.
Oh, all right. So what can we do to fix this behavior? How do we convince him that there's nobody out there that he's talking to.
Well, we did try to steer him off of House of Cards, try and introduce him to something else. We tried Peaky Blinders, but then he just sort of walks around on a cane, wearing a derby hat, just going, "Tell me where the Peaky Blinders are!"
That's not much of an improvement, and I expect it gets in the way of the Roses and Thorns.
Yeah, it does very much. He'll be going, "This there he is! There's that Thomas Shelby right there!" And he's just pointing at someone in the crowd, just saying, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Don't you give me any of that, you wee torag! I'll have ye in the gallows!" Like that.
Well, what about Breaking Bad? I mean, sure, there's some, interesting character idiosyncrasies in that show, but surely we can tune him into that. I mean, the worst that could happen is he starts making some shitty Kool-Aid meth.
It was really shitty Kool-Aid meth.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't allow anybody to put a product that poor out on the market. I mean, that's just about standards.
It's what I told Brett at the time. It's all about purity, and he wasn't even hitting 20%.
For blue meth, we couldn't. Word would get back.
Yeah.
People would find out we were involved.
Plus, he insisted on calling it Brett Sky, and that it's not selling.
Why can't we just give him something that more closely resembles what his life is like? Like, I mean, just Californication,
Californication, Shameless, both of those are fine. I tried just making him watch Trainspotting on repeat.
I mean, ideally we'd get him to watch BoJack Horseman, but then he's gonna want surgery.
Very true. Very true. Plus, we can't let him have cartoons anymore. I once got him on Bob's Burgers, hoping that would placate him, and he just set fire to an orphanage.
Just set fire to an orphanage. What was his justification for that? I mean, it's an animated series about a family running a burger joint. Why would you burn an orphanage down?
I think he sees children as hamburgers.
Well, what about something family friendly? I mean, like, I don't know, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, some kind of comedy, lighthearted.
No, we can't do that. I showed him Parks and Rec, and he went out and wrecked some parks. I tried to show him 30 Rock, and he threw rocks at 30-year-olds.
So this is just...
At that point, I felt like he was taking the piss.
Well, we can't drop him as a client, right? I mean, we're bound.
Oh, yeah, we're...
The next 20 years.
Yeah, we're locked in 20 years for him. To be honest, I didn't think he'd live for the first 3 of them. So, there's egg on my face.
Well, we could have never predicted, I mean...
I'm not letting him watch How It's Made again, though. Those 2 weeks he spent as a button-making machine were ridiculous.
Jim, you're looking quite snazzy today. I like the suit. Is that a custom lining there?
Well, that's some really beautiful inlay, actually. I mean, it's so detailed. Where did you get that jacket?
Thank you very much. It was custom. It is custom made. It cost me a pretty penny, but I'm thinking that we can turn a profit on these if we start mass producing them. I'm wearing the prototype version. Very pleased with them.
Are those your pearls? They're falling off though. The pearl lining.
These aren't pearls. Cool your jets, sister. Ain't no pearls gonna be making themselves into a suit. Don't be ridiculous. No, me and Dr. Nightscream have been working on this. This is the world's first tooth-lined suit.
Tooth? Those are teeth?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe.
Like from what, like shark teeth? Is this some kind of power suit?
It's human teeth. I don't know if you can... see, that's some more sloughed off. You can see that.
Oh yeah, that's an incisor.
I mean, to be honest, I would have preferred if the doctor had cleaned them first. It smells pretty bad because legally we can't just go around prizing the teeth out of healthy human beings. So we've set up this idea where we pay a modest fee for unwanted teeth. then we line them into the suit. And it is a power play. It's a show of I'm not to be trifled with. This is a powerful look for me.
So,
but did you have to go with the human teeth, though, Jim?
And a lot of those are really small. You're tooth fairying this.
Huh?
You're going around to parents and buying their children's teeth off of them for the tooth fairy.
Some of them.
Just as long as you're not going directly to the kids and encouraging them to pull.
Oh, no, like I said, this is completely above board. This is ethical. This is a tooth-based economy here. Everyone is a willing participant.
That is a lot of teeth falling off, though. Like, how many teeth does it require to make one jacket?
Look, okay? There are a lot of teeth on the jacket because a lot of teeth slough off, okay?
Well, clearly, there's a trail of them leading out the door from when you came in.
Well, yeah, why do you think I got so many teeth? I mean, to be honest, I don't think that's the most economical part of it. But the doctor says, like, any that fall off, if I collect them and then bring them back to him, he can make another suit.
Yeah, but if you're not careful, the roach is going to up and grab those bitches.
That is true.
You're going to have to...
That is true. I mean, I already had to fight Craig for some of them because he said, I could use these. And I said, you're not allowed any more teeth. We confiscated your last set.
You didn't use Craig's teeth in the suit.
Oh, hell no, I'm not an animal.
Oh, thank heaven for small mercy.
No, no, you threw those in the trash, Jim. I mean, were those Craig's teeth in there? Because the boy can barely talk.
Yeah, I was sick of him chewing his food. It annoyed me.
So we switched him to an entirely liquid diet.
Oh, no, I still make him eat a chop.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, don't worry about that. But anyway, back to the tooth suit, because I still think this is a really good idea, you know?
Well, I mean, at the rate that they're falling off, I kind of expect that there's not going to be a whole lot of teeth left on the suit after a day or two.
But it's like you said, a lot of these ones come in off of children's teeth. They're milk teeth, they're baby teeth, they're expected to fall off. If you look up top, if you look at the big ones, we're talking the slightly black ones. These are ones that were pulled by the dentist that has his office across the hallway in the building.
Right.
We went round, we collected all the unwanted teeth because he just grinds them into a powder and then blows them out the window. So we took those ones, these black ones, and they kind of bring their own adhesive. So they really just affix right onto the lining without any fuss whatsoever. The wolf teeth are pretty good as well. They're pretty stuck on solid. We didn't have quite enough adult human teeth, so we did substitute a few with wolves. I will admit that.
Okay, well, besides the fact that you're using human teeth for...
And some wolf teeth.
And wolf teeth for human apparel, why suits? Why not necklaces or bracelets? Something that might make more sense here?
I don't understand the question.
I guess you're trying to make the power suit come back.
Yes.
It's a power play.
Yes, like I said, it says, I remember the 80s, where the suit truly made the man, where being ostentatious, being a little bit daring, really made you stand out, The glorious days, the cocaine days. That's what I want to bring back. When a man could, I'm wearing a suit, it's, elephant skin. I'm not ashamed of that. Yes, my suit is lined with human and wolf teeth. Of course it is. I'm in marketing.
Ah, so you're trying to bring back the American Psycho, minus the American Twice the Psycho.
I just think tooth is a good look.
I won't deny that it's a good look. It's just, this isn't like a pair of jeans where, over time as you wear them and they become more damaged, they become more fashionable. This is a suit.
Yeah.
That's gonna just wind up with teeth here and there on it, as opposed to this sort of lovely, completely tooth-coated surface that you kind of had when you walked in.
Yeah, okay, but look at it from my perspective, right?
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. I'm having trouble. Are you pulling out your own teeth?
Jim, we gotta get you a towel.
Yeah, that's...
Can you fetch Craig?
Get me a towel. Get me a towel.
A lot of blood.
I I got blood on my tooth suit.
Can we get Craig in here with a towel? Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Well, we have another little issue that the social services in Boston wants us to deal with.
What do they want?
Well, now, I mean, I know they don't pay well, but we get to say we work for the city, and that makes us look good. So it's a pain in the ass, but we gotta help them. Now, as you may remember, they have recently instituted a pilot program here in the city of Boston to help aid in the number of children, infants primarily, who die because they're left abandoned at churches or hospitals and not found before they are, exposed to the elements and expire. And they've set up in various locations around the city these new baby boxes, basically, where if you need to abandon your child, you can put them in the box, and it keeps them safe and protected inside the box until an authority can deal with the child. But there have been some problems with the design, and some worries from the community that the social services branch would like us to sort of allay with some sort of new campaign.
What could people possibly be upset about? I mean, we are helping infants survive here. And not just infants, but this box was designed for any child in the city who was lost, frightened. If a passerby happened upon a lonely child, this was designed to save the children of the city. I don't know how people could have qualms about that.
I'm thoroughly baffled as to how it is people cannot see the necessity to protect the most helpless among us. I mean, there's no one more helpless than a lost and abandoned child.
I feel, and these people could be overreacting. I feel the related rampages may have something to do with some of the pushback we're getting on the idea.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying that there haven't been problems. Yes, there have been a few issues, right? When the baby or child is inserted and the door is closed on the baby box, it sets into motion a process that still could have some kinks worked out, I'll admit. The sprouting spider-like mechanical legs that extend out from the sides of the box, allowing it to traverse its way to the Department of Social Services. They're a little off-putting to some people. They make them nervous.
Yeah, I mean, it's if we could find some way to soften the design so it's less like a steampunk crab monster. I mean, just getting rid of the gouts of hot steam that come out the sides might help. I've had reports of people, that they're out shopping or whatever, and then they just hear this big like that, and then just feel this hot jet of compressed, condensed air and water just sort of shoot out the side of this big brass tank that then starts skittering and stamping along the pavement.
Well, but it's for the baby's protection. I mean, and it's winter. A little heat won't hurt anyone. I don't understand what the big fuss is about.
And furthermore, that design was specifically made because the thin legs and the steam allow it to cross snow without concern. If anything, we should be viewing this as an additional service in that any route that baby box takes to get back is going to be clear. There is nothing that's going to stand in the way of a baby box taking a child safely from its point of origin to the administration.
Don't get me wrong. You got to keep baby safe. Keep baby safe, please. I'm trying to argue from the position of the devil's advocate here, and just trying to field some of the complaints we've been getting vis-a-vis the terrifying crab-like structure. the fact that, I mean, some of the people who have actually worked on the design are a little concerned that they seem to be able to chitter and scramble up the sides of buildings when they were not designed with any adhesive capabilities whatsoever. They shouldn't be climbing like spiders up vertical walls.
But at the same time, that just speaks to the brilliance of the programming team. This thing is programmed to take the most direct route back. And so, the fact that it was able to ascertain upward mobility to go up, I think that's a victory as far as I'm concerned.
I've tried to argue it from the safety standpoint as well. I mean, if I'm an angry paedophile and I really want to headbutt that baby, I'm not going to be able to climb up after it if it starts scaling skyscrapers.
Right. And, I mean, yes, sure. It's a little uncomfortable to look out your window and all of a sudden see the underside of a steam tank. I get that. But this is for the greater good. We need to think of the children.
Where are we at on the grasping tendrils?
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure that those are strictly necessary, at least not to have 14 of them. I thought that was a bit overkill. I understand that for the purposes of pressing signal buttons for walk and so forth, you want to have a little bit of autonomous control for the baby box, but my issue is that it's just lashing out and grabbing the ankles of anyone it perceives to be a threat and yanking them to the ground.
Yeah, and by anyone it perceives as a threat, I've started to ascertain that's everyone.
Right.
Which
yeah, it does.
I see the baby crab's logic. Okay, anybody could be harmful. We don't know.
Right.
You know, you, Conrad, could harbour desires to hurt a child. I don't know. Do I trip you up on the ground just to be safe? It's an open moral question.
The crux of the issue is we want to make sure these children are safe. Yes, that's up for debate, the morality of, tripping up everybody on the street, but the child or baby is comfortable inside, and that's really all that matters here.
The child is absolutely comfortable. The inside of the tank adjusts for size, so if you have a larger child, they can still stretch out fully, and that's great. And it just pipes in SpongeBob. The lining of the tank is totally soundproof, so it can't hear the screaming and wailing and gunfire going on outside.
That's very
the cocoon.
important.
Yeah, it's very soothing. It's very relaxing. Kids love it in there.
Should the baby crab be ripping off car doors to use as shields?
Well, I wouldn't think that it would need a shield to begin with. That casing is just, anything short of a rocket-propelled grenade isn't going to penetrate. But that said, as part of its defensive protocol, it's very smart. And a little unsettling, because I didn't think that those tendrils were quite that powerful. But I guess when you get 3 or 4 of them on an object, you get a little bit of pull.
Oh yeah, I've seen one just a single one coil its way around a lamppost and then just constrict and just crunch that thing. I think it thought that the lamppost looked a bit like Gary Glitter, I don't know.
I really think that just, from a public safety standpoint, this thing is still sound.
Absolutely. If anything, I think some areas we need to focus on are making sure that it doesn't attack the police force specifically.
Yeah, that has been an issue. The robots were programmed to respond to police authorities and social workers. That's it. Anybody else, it's supposed to disregard or, at least do a threat assessment, which clearly it's a little paranoid, but we can work on that. But it is still going after police. It on site, actually. I'm not sure where the confusion has come in, but they really do not trust cops.
Yeah, well, that much was evidenced when unit number 302 wrote "Never trust the popo" on the street in that police officer's blood.
Right.
The baby-protecting, crab-walking robots do not like the popo.
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook. Theme music by Ben Rama. Segue music by Alizar Chan. Our editor is Nick Malone. Get more episodes and learn how to help support the show at fistshark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, never reinvent what you can just repackage. Goodbye.